Here we go. Hopefully, we get to the front of this thing. We'll see if we can get this done. DJI Mini 3 Pro Lake Flight. Let's see how it goes here. Got some stars get through today. All right, getting ready for takeoff here. It's probably about 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30, somewhere in there. And the temperature is pretty warm. It's about 82 degrees. And we're going to do a little flight over the lake here. And we're flying due south now. Let's see if we can gain a little bit of altitude. There it is. The wind did start coming up. As you can see, some bigger waves in the lake. But pretty calm wind all in all. Not a bad wind for a flight of the Mini 3 Pro. So we're headed due south. We're shooting in 4K, 30 frames a second. No ND filters. Didn't stop to put them on again. Probably shouldn't have bought those things, but I'm not going to use them very much. Anyway, we're going to take her out over the water here for a ways. It is kind of spooky flying over water a little more than land because you get in trouble here, you're done. There's no recovering your drone or anything else like that. So we're going to take her out on one of the arms of this lake and see how she flies. Not too many boats or anything on the lake this morning. I only saw a couple of them. We're up about 350 feet. Trying to decide which arm of the lake. I think we're going to go on the short arm of the lake this time, because there's some trees blocking me the other way a little bit. So we'll take this arm to the left here. And I am not sure what's causing all that white in the water there. There must be some kind of break in there to where the water is just a little choppier over that. Very interesting, that's for sure. Anyway, we're going to take this left arm of the lake. It's not the main arm. We're going to try to get over here to the land pretty soon. Anyway, the Mini 3 Pro has been performing very, very well. She's got the 0.201, 0.168 update, I believe, which I believe is the latest one out. There's a 169, but I think that's for iOS or something. So we're going to take her out and see how the signal strength is. Like I said before in several of my videos, she does not have the signal strength or distance that my Mini 2 has. Just doesn't. But not bad. Not bad at all. You can see the lake is about normal level, and that's not bad since we haven't had a lot of rain in this area for a while. Need to get out there and do some fishing. There was a guy catfishing right next to where we took off from. He looks like he missed a couple big ones while we were there. I heard him using a little profanity over there, and he tried to set the hook and didn't do a good job. So it makes me want to go out there and do some fishing. So let's see. Looks like they've got their fields hayed here. I see a couple bales out in these fields. We're going to try to stick close to the water's edge. See how far we can get going down this arm. So not a very windy day, which is the way I like to fly. It is going to be warm today. High is going to be in the low to mid 90s. And it's getting warmer during the week. So I like to get the Mini 3 out. Thelma Lou is her name. She's not as old as Peggy Sue, which is my Mini 2. She got her name, Peggy Sue, from the old Buddy Holly song. Peggy Sue. Boy, I sure like that guy. I was around when the music died, so that tells you how old I am. And this one, since she's new, her name's Thelma Lou, and she's named after Thelma Lou off the old Andy Griffith show back in the early 1960s. She passed away recently also, but well, Thelma Lou likes getting her face up in the wind and her hair blowing, and it was time for her to go out. And like I said, she doesn't quite have the signal strength nor the range that the Mini 2 has, but she does all right. Definitely a little bit better video quality than the Mini 2, I think, but if I have them both at 4K 30 on auto, which is what I'm filming right now, they're both pretty comparable. I mean, you know, if you want anything better than that, I guess you could go to the Air 2S or the Mavic 3, but if you're a DJI fan, if not, you know, Autel's got a couple nice drones out with very, very good quality. The Nano Plus and the Autel Light Plus, I believe. So we're about to where we want to think about turning around here. Still headed south. Get the wind in our face, more or less. Not very much wind, but enough wind. We're flying with the Fly More Plus battery. I've been averaging 33, 34, 35 minutes sometimes with the Fly More Plus, depending on wind conditions, and the regular batteries. I'm getting about 22 minutes, 23, sometimes 24. So a big difference in flight time, that's for sure. Okay. We're out here, out in farm country again. And I think this is probably about as far out as we're going to go today. It's getting a little hard to see now, but you can see they've got something growing here. I don't know if it's just going to be winter wheat or if it's, yeah, it looks like winter wheat to me, but I can't really tell. See too much corn in this area at all, so. Okay, we're going to stop right there. We're going to do a turnaround and figure it's a good time to head back. So we'll get our bearings here and off to the races we go. So now we're headed north-northeast. We have a little bit of wind at our back. The Mini 3 Pro sure flies good. I mean, she handles probably better than my Mini 2 does. Although the Mini 2 is bumping right up against her, but she's just so much more capable. They handle the wind about the same, to be honest with you. The Mini 2 is a little bit more affected, I think, especially with the sideways wind blowing from your side. The gimbal tilt on it is a little worse than the Mini 3 when you get that side wind. And what I do like about my Mini 2 is when I'm coming back like this, I can, you know, if, let's say I have it in return to home or something, I can go ahead and spin that thing around, fly sideways, backwards, whatever, and get some great video. Cannot do that with the Mini 3, and I'm not sure why. The Mini 3, all you can do is rotate your gimbal up and down, go to vertical if you want. I don't shoot vertical, I have no care for that at all. But I don't understand why they didn't include that or couldn't include that with a firmware update to get that, because you can get a lot of nice shots sideways that you know, coming back in return to home that on the Mini 2 that you can't get on the Mini 3. So it's kind of a shame they have not included that. But they've been putting out a lot of updates for the Mini 3, so they seem to have got the controller problem squared away. Like I said, the range is not what my Mini 2 can do, but it's adequate. And we're flying in normal mode now. Usually I'm doing everything in cine mode, but since we got a body of water to cross, I'll probably keep her in normal mode. Although I do switch to cine mode once we get closer to the takeoff point. It just makes landing and bringing it in a lot easier, that's for sure. So they've got these fields all hayed up, and you can see the hay bales there getting ready to be sold, picked up, used for cattle or whatever they're going to do. Go over a little bit of woods here. There's all kinds of shelter houses in this area around this lake, so that's what we're seeing there is rows to the shelter house. And right up here in front of us, they've got 5 ball diamonds. Softball probably because the fields are a lot smaller. I'm going to stop and take a look at those for a second. So we're not going to fly right over them, but we'll fly to the left of them a little bit. It's kind of unique having 5 of them right together like that. But a lot of shelter houses right here too. There's a golf course up there. And I believe there's some kind of community college way off to the right there. Some, in the area land somewhere. So we're getting ready to head back over the water here. So there's a little shelter house there. They got a bunch of them there. We leased one out years ago for a family reunion. Very, very nice. Nice area. Got to get my fishing rods out though. I haven't fished in this lake for a long, long, long time. And I want to do that for sure. So let's take a peek. Okay, we're going to cut back across the lake here. I'm looking around to see what kind of boats there are, and I don't see much except for one right in front of us. So we'll head back this direction. You can see some rather large rolling waves through the lake. This lake catches waves very strange. You'll see some smooth spots, and you'll just see some large waves where this boat looks like it's sitting right in the middle of it. So we'll fly back this way and take a peek. Probably should have zoomed in on the boat a little bit, but I didn't. So there they are. They look like they got the whole lake to themselves almost. Anyway, I'm sorry about that phone call. I should have turned my phone off. But we'll keep that in there. And we'll keep our bearing over this boat, a little bit to the right of this boat. And we'll bring her on back home. Always something. Forget to turn off phones, forget to turn volume down. You know how it is when you get old. Or maybe you don't, but you will if you're lucky. So anyway, we're coming back headed north now. And I can see my takeoff area. So we're booking ahead. Now we're going to go back into cine mode. Here you'll see me stop for a second. There we go. No, just getting ready to. And there's a guy fishing down here on the right. He's the guy I said was missing the catfish. So got my fishing fever up. That's for sure. There's a slow drop off there. You can see how the lake drops off to the deeper section. I remember when they built this lake. I'm trying to remember how deep they made it. I can't think. I want to say 65 feet. Maybe it's more than that in the deeper section, but it didn't seem like it was that deep. I guess I could go back and look. The lake is not that old, as compared to some of the other lakes in the area. Maybe 20 years, 30 years at the most. Anyway, coming back into shore now. I'm going to switch back into cine mode here. I think I've already got it there, but if not, you'll see me stop for a second. Come back and let's see. There's the guy fishing to the right. Just missed him. Coming in hot and heavy here. There's two strangers over there. I don't know who they are, but they look awful familiar. Anyway, we'll get squared away here. Pretty good flight out there and back. No hiccups. I still had probably, 40–45% of my battery left. So I always like coming back with a little bit to spare. I pushed it on one of my videos not too long ago where she did an emergency landing right on the pad. But I don't like doing that too often. So we bring her back, and there's the fisherman right down there. And we're going to back her in here and put her right where she belongs, I think. Anyway, there's the lake. So I hope you enjoyed the lake flight. Not much boating to look at, but a little bit of water and some nice shoreline views and everything. So a really nice flight all in all. So everybody stay safe out there, whatever you do. We get a chance, we'll put some more content out there for you on my channel. I've got my motorcycle videos out there too if you're interested in any of that, motorcycle vlogs. So stay safe out there. Here we're touchdown. We'll talk to you soon.